Okay, so to answer your question, we have already talked about the reason why we will not go to a shelter, and I'm going to let him start it off on what he has to say, and then I'll end it out.
We won't be doing shelters. Well, I won't do a shelter. It's because they don't have shelters for a family like they used to, like back in March, literally. But we were staying with her grandparents at the time, so it didn't matter.
Yep.
So they took our dog and us too. But they don't do that no more. So with that being said, I think it's kind of obvious we'll be split up, and then the dog will have to be rehomed. We had this dog for going on 2 years now. Well, about to be counted. And we've been together for 3 years, almost 3.5 years. And we're just not gonna throw all that away just because of the shelter. 2, that's what they want us to do. They don't want to help. Like, we're not saying money. It's like, just help us, like, be a co-signer so we can get a car. Just buy a car off Facebook Marketplace. But even if it's $500 worth, like, who cares, bro? Like, I had shitty cars too. Or be a co-signer for an apartment or something. I don't know. But they don't want to do that. Like, my mom could have moved us into her apartment that she's renting out to somebody, by the way. And I'm working at Amazon still, by the way. And I said I was gonna pay her rent, just to, help her out with finances, because I know she's struggling and shit. And get herself somewhere to stay, but she wouldn't move us in because of a dog. Like, we literally, like, they don't want to help. They don't. So I refuse to do something that they want us to do while tearing our family apart too.
Exactly. And she also has a daughter that has a dog that she will watch.
Literally. But they be talking about Milo just isn't trained, that, this, that, and the other. Like, bro, you can't be fucking serious.
Like,
because one, the most he did in her house when we were staying with my mom during April is he would just get hyped, but he wouldn't run around the house and knock shit over and shit. Like, he didn't even get the chance to because they threw him straight in the garage. Like,
yep.
And he sheds a lot. That's literally the only 2 things he does, even though the shedding's not his fucking fault. But my sister's dog, on the other hand, goes fucking batshit crazy. Like, he will run through the damn house, knock people over, not fucking listen. He knocked my granny over.
Like, come on now.
Like, and my dog's not trained, so you won't move us into the thing? Like, are you serious? Get us out the streets literally today, but she didn't want to do that. But yeah, that's just an example of how, that's my side of the family. But her side of the family's no better, I guess.
I'll say that. And my side of the story is a little bit kind of different, but not such, not too much different. But I can go back to, one of my family members' house, but I can't have the dog, and I can't have my boyfriend there either. Even though at one point we were there, but it just came down to a point where it was getting too much in, their pockets, and we was just now getting into a job when we were living there, and things got to a point where it was hectic because things were being sped up on their time, and they were actually in the process of moving, so we couldn't even stay long if we even wanted to. And then my grandmother is allergic to dogs too, so it was another thing, and she would feel bad to even just have me get rid of Milo, because she's even told me, because he's part of my family. And another reason is my dad. He won't let me live with him, but he will rather me go to a shelter. And the reason why, the real reason why he won't let me live with him is because he knows that he can't have dogs over at his apartment. I guess, I don't know, he didn't really say, but it's pretty obvious. And I don't really think my dad's really a dog person either, even if they did allow dogs. And also, I'm not going to leave my boyfriend in the streets by himself if he has nowhere to go. And just like what he just said, doing that would just split up our family anyway. If I go back home, that means we break up because he doesn't want me with him in the first place. And he doesn't have a phone, so I wouldn't even know what would be going on. We're both sharing an iPhone 7 Plus right now. We're both sharing. So we're doing the best we can. We decided to select the hotel because that was just the best option that we could decide on, you know, because it's like, I mean, I would rather want to do that than just deal with a shelter and what comes with it. Like, there's so much that comes with being in a shelter. You got to worry about your safety 24/7 because not all shelters have cameras, right? Yeah, they don't have cameras. I don't know too much about shelters, but he's educated me. But not everywhere has cameras for the shelters, and you got to worry about trying to fight for a spot to even stay in there. And then, like he just said moments ago, they did have a shelter back in March, and I've talked to the Lexington, Kentucky government, I forgot what they call them, the director, about this, and they have sent me resources, and she even told me that the best option you guys have is honestly going to a shelter, but she still likes the fact that we chose a hotel because she understood where we were coming from. But that shelter they had closed down, and you could have your dog and, you know, your partner with you all in your own room, all in together. So we were going to do that, but she told us it was no longer in business anymore. So now here we are with the hotel.
Yep, and then she got it passed.
Oh yes.
Yeah, she got it passed.
I have PTSD.
So
let's just say that had something to do with men. I don't have to go too much in depth.
It should be kind of obvious, honestly. Let's just say it wasn't physical. Well, it is. Y'all figure it out.
Yeah, y'all get what I mean.
Y'all can connect the dots.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious. That's a long story, and it's very, very sensitive to me. So I don't like talking about that side. But I do have PTSD, so I tend to get into that episode where if I am not around my boyfriend, I feel very unsafe. And that even affects my daily life too, because if he's not around me, I'm always thinking someone's watching me. I'm always thinking someone's going to snatch me up or do anything. Even if he's going into a certain place just to get something, it clicks in like that. But then I know I have my dog. Even though he's not trained for PTSD, he's my ESA because I do struggle with mental illness as well. I have depression and anxiety. But I mean, it's only so much Milo can do. He's a friendly dog. Like we just said, he's not aggressive at all. So, but that is honestly the reason why we won't go to a shelter, because of those type of things that we would have to deal with. And it's scary for a woman too. If anybody that's been in a shelter or even is in the same position and don't want to do it, like, I totally understand what you're coming from. Like, being a woman in those type of environments is scary. You never really know what could be happening while you sleep. Like I said, I have PTSD, so I'm naturally going to think that off the rip. So I would rather stay in a hotel where there's a lock and cameras running 24/7 and somebody on the premises. And honestly, we just recently started having cops come around and just watching the area just to make sure everything's just going the way it should. So
they never bother us.
They never bother us at all. But just to know that there is protection, I would rather do that. So we won't go to a shelter because of that, and we just feel like we want to be in a family together and make it out together. We've done it before. It's just a lot has happened in that time, you know, so we're gonna do the best we can.
Yeah, we had an apartment and shit, but like she said, a lot's happened since then. But yeah, we'll make it out just like we did last time, without anybody's help, except this time we have you guys' helping. Even though we're not asking for that, but you guys are going out of your way to help anyway. So this time it might be the final time being homeless. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Take your time out of the day to listen and continue to follow, support, share. If you want to donate, you can. Follow our Instagram if you want to donate to our GoFundMe. Thank you.